Hi guys, Dan Hendriksen here at Torquay Golf Club. I'm out and around the golf course today. I'm just going to do a few videos on different types of shots around the course. For this particular one, I've got myself into a bit of a pickle. Let's go and have a little look at it. I'm in some deep rough, just off the edge of the green. And I've got a lot of grass between the club face, which will come in here, and the golf ball. Now, with the US Open coming up at Pebble Beach, there will be some very, very thick lie shots for a lot of those players when they're playing that golf course. I've just experienced it myself and it is properly thick grass. Now I've got a little technique that I wanted to share with you today. It's called my little pop shot coming out of this particular lie. So let's go ahead and have a couple of goes from it. So one thing you've got to remember is the main objective here is to get this ball out of this position and on and around the green as best as you possibly can. I'm not trying to necessarily get up and down from here. I'm just putting myself back into position. So don't try and play what I call like a Hollywood shot to try and save the day from here. This is a tough shot. It's a tough lie, and you need to sort of take that into consideration when you're playing the shot and your expectations of the result of it. Now, I've got a club here. I've taken my most lofted club because this is my lob wedge. This is my 60 degree. Now I want the most loft here, and the reason for this is because I'm going to play what I call a pop shot. Now, what I see a lot of people doing is getting themselves in a position where they tend to sort of come in what I call a little bit shallow into the shot. They gather up a lot of grass between the club face and the ball, and then they're trying to like lift the ball out of this position. For this shot, what I do is I move my ball position a little bit back in the stance, so I'm really trying to play it more off the back foot here. So in my normal position I would have it just forward of center, but in this position here I've now pushed it right back. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to just feel like I'm hinging my wrists on the way back and just letting the club sort of pop down into the grass behind the ball. Now this is going to really steepen my angle of attack into the ball, and the reason why I've taken so much loft here because as I lean that handle forward, you can see I'm taking an awful lot of loft off this club. So I have to take a lot of loft to start with, and then I'll reduce that loft as it sort of moves the handle forward. So all I do from there is again, ball position slightly back, handle slightly forward, and then all I do is kind of feel like I lift the handle up or lift the head up with just a hinge of the wrist, and then I just try and feel like I pop down almost on top of the ball, it feels like, and let it pop out from there. So my strike location, which is also very, very important, has come slightly higher up the face than where I would normally see my strike location. Now, you have to take into consideration when I'm taking loft off and my strike is coming higher on the face, that the spin is coming off the ball. Therefore, if the spin is starting to come off the shot, when that ball comes out obviously lower because I'm de-lofting the club, and it's also coming out with less spin, as that ball lands it's going to release a little bit more, so it's going to run out a little bit more. So you have to take that into consideration when playing this type of shot. Now just walking down to this green now, taking these two shots that I've played here, one being just on the front here and one being just a little bit past the flag itself, I would absolutely take those positions. Any chance of me having a putt from these positions is absolutely perfect. If I can hold one of those, fantastic, but ultimately I've already put myself into a poor position there. I'm now just about getting it back in play, almost accepting that I'm going to make a bogey or certainly 3 shots from that position and then moving on. I can make it up later on in the golf course, but ultimately that shot is a high risk shot. So in summary for that, ball position slightly further back in the stance. Remember, this is a pop shot, so we need to create a lot of hinge in the wrists. So hinge it up, let the club just drop down on top of the golf ball, just at the back of the ball there. Let that ball just pop out. Remember, take as much loft as you can get to start with, and then as you lean that handle forward, you'll start to take loft off. The higher strike will reduce your spin, so just remember that the ball will release out as it comes out and should run up towards hopefully your target. But let me know, how have you got on with this particular shot? Is it a shot that you've had? Is it a shot that you struggle with? Put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to keep sending in your questions, and I look forward to catching up with you again soon.